everybody, I am Heather Briggs of My So Quilty Life. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you are here. I have a very special video planned for you today where I'm going to be showing you how to turn all those super cute Christmas blocks from the Christmas at Granny's into a special gift that is perfect for your friends and family this holiday season. Now, you might notice my voice sounds a little weird, and that is because I am losing my voice. It never fails around this time of the year. I get sick and I lose my voice. Never fails every single year. So I feel okay, but my voice is going out, which doesn't make it pleasant when you're trying to film a video. So please bear with me. I will try really hard to make sure my words come out correctly and that it sounds okay for you, and we will continue. If you're wanting to know what Christmas at Granny's is, it was a quilt-along that started back in August, and for 9 weeks you received a super cute Christmas themed block that we set inside of a granny square. I have one of the blocks here. This was block 2, Granny's Present. So each week the participants received that middle Christmas block that we put inside the granny square, and after 9 weeks we had our finishing setting that put it into an entire beautiful new quilt just in time for the holidays. What I also included with the quilt blocks each week were these fun and yummy recipes. We can't have a Christmas quilt along without having Christmas cookies, now can we? So each week the participants got 9 different recipes. I included 3 different formats. One format was an 8.5 by 11 with 2 recipe cards. That allows you to print those out and not waste paper if you wanted to make multiple gifts. It also came with a 5 by 7 PDF and a 5 by 7 JPEG. I also made a cute little cover sheet that says it's cookie baking season for those recipes. It just turned out so cute. If you did not participate in the Christmas at Granny's quilt along, no worries. It is actually available in my shop at mysoquiltylife.com. It will come with everything that all the participants had during the quilt along. The 9 quilt blocks as well as the 9 cookie recipes. Along the way, I also included some fun little bonuses. Like week 2, we had some cute little gift tags that I designed, which I'm actually going to show you what you can do with these later when we make that cute gift. I also gave some little star templates that you could make cute little star ornaments. And then I also gave a cute little wreath mini quilt design that you can make a cute little mini quilt for your wall for this holiday season. Now, in addition to all of those goodies and blocks, I also have a fun bonus pattern. Now, we can't have cookies without a cute little pot holder. So, as a bonus, the participants and you, if you purchase the pattern from the shop, will be getting a special bonus pattern that shows you how to turn those cute little Christmas themed blocks into these pot holders. Now, I've gone ahead and made a couple, but I thought for this tutorial I would show you how and walk you through that bonus pattern so you can make a Christmas quilted pot holder as well. And then I was going to show you with that pot holder and the cookie recipes how to make a super cute gift like this one. So here we have the recipe cards, we have that little gift tag, and we have a fun little festive spatula, and we have this adorable stocking as our pot holder. Before we get into this, I did want to mention the supplies that you'll need in order to make the pot holder. Now, you will need your blocks. In the pattern, I tell you exactly what extra fabric you do need to cut for each block. So pick your favorite block from the pattern, add the fabric needed, go ahead and add your batting and your backing and get it quilted up. As I have done here, I'm choosing to use the Granny's wreath block for this pot holder. I've gone ahead and quilted it with a 1-inch crosshatch, and this is my backing fabric. Here it is just a star print from a Corey Yoder fabric line. Just pay close attention when you are making your blocks that you're not cutting out pieces you do not need. I specify in that pattern exactly which fabrics you need that are extra, so you're going to want to make sure that you look at the pattern to make sure you do not need some of the fabrics that are in each block. Once you've gone ahead and quilted this, we're going to go ahead and put the binding on in the little loop in the back. Here is what the finished pot holder looks like with that little loop and the binding here. Now, I've also made a fun rounded corner patchwork. Now, you do not have to use the blocks from the Christmas at Granny's Quilt-Along patterns. You can use your favorite print, or you can make some patchwork or another block in order to make these fun pot holders. These pot holders can also be done in other types of fabric. They don't have to be in Christmas fabric, but for this video, I'm gonna show you how to make them in Christmas fabric. So here, I made a patchwork pot holder using the Starberry line by Corey Yoder, and I think it is just so adorable. I have the back. This is that all over sheep print. So cute. On this one, I did make it bigger. So in the pattern, you're going to notice that your pot holders are going to finish about 8 to 8¼ inches square. On this one, I wanted all of the patchwork to not be cut off, so I did make this a 10-inch square pot holder. So feel free to make your pot holders larger or smaller depending on which size you prefer. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be making the smaller pot holder that finishes at 8 or 8¼ square. Okay, so now we're going to get started by finishing our pot holder. So as I mentioned before, make sure you go ahead and make your cute little Christmas block, get your batting and your backing, and go ahead and get that quilted. Now, I wanted to go over a little bit of the supplies that you are going to need for your pot holder. You will need your quilted fabric piece. You will also need a piece of fabric for your fabric tab. The measurements are going to be in that bonus pot holder pattern. You will also need a fabric for your binding. Now, the batting that I used was this Wrap and Zap natural cotton batting. After some research, I just found that this was one of the best to use as a pot holder, but if you prefer to double up your batting or find maybe a more insulated batting, use whatever you prefer or something that you always use to make your pot holders. This is just what I use to make mine. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is make our little tab after we have gone ahead and quilted up our little pot holder. Now, in order to make this tab, it's kind of like making binding. All you have to do is fold it in half like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to press that seam. So I've gone ahead and pressed my seam here. Now, the next thing you're going to do is open it up, and you're going to press this side into the middle. So this raw edge should go into that middle crease, and you're going to press. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, bringing that raw edge into the middle and pressing. After you have done that, you're going to fold it in half just like this and give it a good press. I've gone ahead and pressed mine just as I mentioned, so my raw edges are on the inside. The next thing I'm going to do is stitch about 1/8 inch in from the edge on both sides, just so that those edges are secure and we can make our tab. Okay, so I just got done assembling my little tab and adding the stitching down both sides. Here is what my little tab looks like. You can see the little stitches. I just used white thread, but feel free to use whichever thread matches your fabric. So the next thing we are going to do is we're going to make that loop that you see here. Now, we're not just doubling it up like this and attaching it to the back. What I'm doing is I'm creating a loop that when it's hanging on something, the pot holder doesn't turn to the side. It hangs just like this. So all I'm doing here is I am folding almost like you're making a mitered corner, just like this. So I'm folding one side and then the other side right here. After that, what I'm doing is I'm just crossing those over just like that. And what I'm going to do at my sewing machine is just stitch about 1/4 inch from the edge right there. But in order to keep these together how I want them, I'm just going to add a wonder clip just right here. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch 1/4 inch back and forth to keep that secure. Okay, I just got done adding that little stitching to my loop. Here is what it looks like. That little stitching there. It doesn't have to be perfect. This seam will be hidden inside your pot holder. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to turn your pot holder over, but you want to make sure you have located the top. So a good way to do that is just put a wonder clip right there in the top, so when you do flip it over, you don't lose where your top is. Okay, so I flipped it over. Now what I'm going to do is align the tab with the middle of the top of the pot holder. And then I'm just going to put that wonder clip right back there. Now, if you want to, you can measure away from the sides to find out where that center is, but I'm just eyeballing it and I know it's going to be just just fine. So what you're gonna do now is you're going to assemble that tab on with your 1/4 inch seam and just go back and forth a little bit just to make it extra secure. Okay, I just got done assembling that tab, and just so you know, when you assemble that tab on, it's gonna be hidden in the binding, so you will not see those stitches. Okay, speaking of binding, we're gonna go ahead and put the binding on. So I like to sew my binding to the back and then turn it around to the front and then top stitch along an edge, but you can do the binding however you like. It is just like doing a quilt. You're just making a small little pot holder. You're still gonna miter those edges as you would with a quilt. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach my binding to my pot holder and then flip it around the front and stitch it. Now, one thing you wanna make sure is that tab stays in so that you don't accidentally sew over it. So just be sure that that is in. You can also pin it to your pot holder to make sure that stays in place. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble my binding, and then when I get back, we'll have a finished pot holder and we'll be ready to turn it into a fun and fabulous gift. Okay, so I've got the binding assembled to my backing. Now I'm flipping it around to the front, but I just wanted you to know that you want to make sure when you are flipping it to the front that you do pull up that tab. You don't want to accidentally stitch over and have the tab be down like this. You do want it to be up. So all I do is I go ahead and start on my machine with that tab up. Now you will notice there will be a lot of bulk there, so just go slow to make sure that your needle does not break. Okay, I just finished the little pot holder. Look how darling. It's so adorable. I just love this. I love the stripe binding that I use as well. I think on the diagonal it just looks like a little candy cane and really fits the theme of the pot holder really nicely. So here is the back. This is what it looks like with your tab. So here we have our pot holder. So now I have made a total of 4 pot holders. We have the adorable little wreath. We have the cute little stocking. I have the Christmas tree, and I made a patchwork one. So look how adorable all of these are together. Now, one thing I thought would be really cool is to personalize your gifts. You could totally add some hand embroidery or machine embroidery on these pot holders, maybe with their family last name. So I thought that would be cute on this stocking to maybe put my mother's last name, or you could add like Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays on the pot holders. So those are just other ideas to personalize your gifts even more. Okay, so are you ready to get started on making the cute little gift for your friends and family? Now this gift is so easy. You just saw how quickly that went together. I probably have all in all about 30 minutes into one, maybe even less. So that to me is a great gift, and it's handmade, and I love things that are handmade. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a cute little gift. So what you need for your gift is a pot holder. One of the ones you just made. You do need your cookie recipes. Now, you don't have to include the cookie recipes if you don't want to, or if you did not purchase the Christmas at Granny's, you could also make your own recipes and put them with the gift, but you don't have to put them with the gift. I'll show you what the gift could look like without the recipe. So what I did was printed the 8.5 by 11 cookie recipes, and then I just hole punched right at the top corner on every one, just like this. Because what I'm going to do is put some twine through those to attach them. So I've gone ahead and printed all of them, put my cute little It's Baking Season recipe card holder on the front. Now, another thing that you're going to need is either ribbon. I have this pretty snowflake red ribbon, or this twine. I also have some other ribbon just for some other options. This is a green gingham. You can find most festive ribbons right now in your craft store, or you can just use some simple twine or anything that you have on hand. You also need, for this, you do need a fun spatula. You don't have to, but for the gift I'm making is a fun and festive spatula. It just goes with the theme, the pot holder, the cookie recipes, and a spatula. Now you can pick these up at most of your craft stores. You can pick it up at Target, Walmart. I picked mine up at Target. They have an aisle at the end of their cookware and glass and plates with a ton of different color spatulas. I bought a ton of these ones because those match the Christmas colors that I used in my pot holders. And then they also have some fun Christmas cookie cutters. So I picked up these Christmas tree because, again, the colors matched my pot holders perfectly. So you don't have to include all of this. You could totally just make the pot holders or have a spatula or the recipes, but I'm going to show you how I turned it into that cute little gift I just showed you. Okay, so first I'm going to take my pot holder. It's going to be the thing that's on the bottom. I'm then going to cut either twine or ribbon about 12 inches. And you can overcut it and cut it down after. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set everything aside. You will also need a cute little gift tag for this gift. I printed off the ones that I included in the Granny's present pattern you've received for. I printed mine on cardstock paper so they were a little more heavyweight than just printing it on regular copy paper. You will also need to go ahead and make sure that you hole punch your cookie recipes and then that you have a spatula with a hole at the top. Most cooking spatulas do have that hole at the top. It just makes our lives a little easier when we're planning gifts like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to pick my gift tag and I'm going to get my recipes. What I'm going to do first is put the spatula on first. So what I'm going to do is put my twine through that loop. Make sure you leave enough tail. I'm then going to put it through my spatula. The next thing I want to include are my cookie recipes. So I'm just going to stick that through right here. Okay. And then I'm going to include my gift tag. Now you can get extra festive and add a ton of different ribbons, maybe like 3 or 4 together at different lengths, so it just adds more to the bow. But here is my cute little gift. So we have our pot holder that we handmade, we have our spatula, and we have the recipes with the little gift tag. Go ahead and write the special recipient to your cute little gift on that gift tag. Now these are perfect to give away at Thanksgiving. You've got a couple of weeks until Thanksgiving, and this is a fun way to kick it off because then they have that pot holder, the spatula, and the cookie recipes to make in December for the holidays and over Christmas. But isn't this so cute? I just think it is darling. Now, if you wanted to make one without the recipes, we can do that really quick. So I've got my other pot holder here, and then I'm just going to stick with a ribbon. I'm going to use a ribbon this time. Just the spatula. And then I will add the cookie here. Now the cookie is thicker, so when you do add the ribbon, it does kind of make things a little more challenging. You might want to cut a larger ribbon if you are attaching the cookie cutter to it. But here is the cookie cutter with the spatula. Now, doesn't that make just the cutest gift? Now, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start also making pairs. So I intentionally made this and this in the same fabric. They have both the same backing, and I'm going to pair these together as a fun little gift with the spatula and the recipe. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm just going to lay the larger one on the bottom. Again, take my twine, leave a little tail, add my spatula and my recipes. And then finally, my little gift tag. My twine is wanting to fray on me. And then tying it off here. Now, you are going to be the favorite person at Thanksgiving if you bring these adorable little gifts. So, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make these pot holders with the Christmas at Granny's blocks and how to use the recipes in order to turn them into a fun little gift perfect for the holidays for your friends and family. Please comment below if you're going to be making a couple of these pot holders and which blocks you're going to be making. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And if you haven't purchased the Christmas at Granny's Quilt-Along PDF, feel free to find that in my shop. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and make it extra special with these fun gifts. Now, I need to go make some cookies because I have yet to do that, and I am craving a peanut butter blossom cookie. It's one of the recipes in the Christmas at Granny's. I hope you have a wonderful quilty week. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.